Oh boy, I didn't want to make this video here, but I'm gonna go ahead and make this. I'm gonna talk about in today's video, about Phantom Strider and how I'm not really a big fan of him anymore. Yeah, I didn't want to make a video about this. I really didn't, because I like Strider's content and all that on YouTube. He makes some very good content. Even though he's not doing a lot of like movies and shows and all that, he talks a lot about restaurants and and all that, which is an interesting turn on his channel. I know some people might not like it, but I don't mind that content too much. And he still has done TV shows and stuff lately. However, for Phantom Strider himself, I do have some problems I'm gonna talk about with him. And, yeah, but, before I get any further, I guess if you guys want to, you guys can please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. It would really help me out a lot. It really would. But yeah, I really wanted to make this video, though, because, if you guys don't know who Phantom Strider is, he's basically a very popular YouTuber. Well, a lot of people might know who he is, maybe not everybody, but he was a very popular YouTuber. Now, over the years, though, his channel has been declining, not because he's making bad videos, I think just because, well, a lot of people aren't really watching his stuff anymore, probably because, well, he doesn't really upload. You gotta, like, on YouTube, you gotta, like, upload a lot and all that. And he doesn't upload a lot, so, I think that's the problem on there. That's what's going on with his videos on there. But I ended up being one of his supporters. I actually watched his videos and all that. I told you guys, I actually don't mind his change of videos, He still does top 10s and all that, but he focuses more on the fast food side and all that. It is kind of an interesting turn on his channel, but I didn't mind that so much. My problem is with the guy is, if you guys don't know, his name is actually Josh. Like, and actually he'll make jokes about, Josh and me, Josh and me or something like that, His name's actually Josh. I don't know if his last name is actually Strider, or if it's actually different too, but he goes by Phantom Strider. I'm not sure where he got the name at, but, yeah, was a very interesting YouTuber. However, just like, unfortunately, a lot of, famous people and all that, I'm not saying all of them are bad like this, but a lot of them get into these politics and stuff, and, he was one of them that has been getting into politics lately on his channel. Which, I mean, if you want to discuss politics, that's fine, it's fine, but my problem is, though, well, he's one of the many people that have left, Twitter, or as it's called, X now. I still don't know why the hell it got changed to X. I like Twitter better. I didn't like the platform in the past. It was pretty toxic, but, he was one of the many, YouTubers, or, people in general that went over to this platform called Blue Sky. By Blue Sky, I don't mean Blue Sky Studios, I mean Blue Sky as a platform, like it's its own thing, It's very ironic that it has a similar name. But my problem is, though, it's gotten very toxic over there because, a lot of the people that were pissed off at Elon Musk for buying X, or Twitter, that's not known as X, which I still call it Twitter, but he basically bought out, and people have been leaving the platform. There a lot of people are trying to say that they are leaving, leaving the platform because they're leaving the platform because, well, it's gotten toxic over there. But it's kind of ironic that a lot of these people, including himself, has left the platform because, like, pretty much since Elon Musk has bought it. And I mean, I'm not saying, like, you guys, like, people can go do whatever they want. They can leave the country, they can go to a different platform. I don't care. I'm just saying it's kind of funny, like, that they don't really people don't bring up that. But that seems very odd that a lot of people have left the platform since Elon bought it. So they went over to Blue Sky. And he was one of the people that went. And the thing is, though, is like I told you guys, I like him. You know, I liked his content. However, lately he's been getting very obsessive with politics and all that. And what's very odd, too, is he doesn't live in America, but in Australia. But somehow he's obsessing over, like, Trump and all that. And as you guys know, I actually voted for Trump. I actually didn't like any of the picks we had. We had Kamala Harris and Trump. I didn't like either, but I mainly did that because my dad was telling me that if I didn't vote, I couldn't have my own opinion. And I was just like, I didn't want to listen to that because I didn't think Trump was going to win. I thought he was actually going to lose. But, he actually won and all that. And, and people are pissed off and all that because he won and all that. They're talking about how horrible of a person he is and all that. And I don't know the man himself. Like, I know he said a lot of stupid stuff, but like when it comes to like sexual stuff and all that, I don't know, because he did get arrested for that. But like, I don't know if that's actually true or the media was trying to attack him because they didn't want him being president again. Because the media will not tell you the entire truth. They will not tell you the shit that was going on under Biden. Like, Biden was struggling with some very bad health. His mind was going. Like, if you guys watch, like, you don't even have to just like Trump's speeches. You guys can watch like him speaking and talking and all that. You can tell Biden was not there. Biden was in poor health. And all these people here are talking about how they want, like, Donald Trump to be, kicked out of office and all that, and impeach him and all that. But I'm like, you guys never say anything about Biden. They never do. And that's the thing, though. And again, like, with Phantom Strider, why the hell does he fucking care? He doesn't even live in the damn U.S. So it's like me, like, let's say, like, I don't know, North Korea, like, there has been some problems with North Korea, too, but I'm not going around obsessing over another country, like, yeah, I feel bad for people living in North Korea and all that, and their shitty leader and all that, but I'm not obsessing over it or anything, it seems kind of weird, Now, Phantom Strider said he did also live in Canada in the past, which I didn't know about that. I thought he always lived in Australia, but no, apparently he lived in Canada too. So I think because he'd heard a bunch of stuff going on about, Trump and all that, with the, tariffs and all that, that's going on. But, I'm like, okay, having an opinion on, politics is one thing, but the problem is, what the thing is, number one, he doesn't live in the U.S., so I'm like, he doesn't necessarily know, like, everything that's going on, and number two is, he's out there, like, blocking people and shit-talking people for voting for this guy. And actually, he blocked me from Blue Sky. Yeah, he actually blocked me. Now, if you guys don't know, was featured in some of his videos a little bit. Now, I didn't do any collabs with him. I actually wanted to do some collabs with him until he did this shit, and now I don't want to do collabs with him anymore. But, like, he blocked me. I wasn't calling people names or something, I was just pointing out, I'm pointing out this stuff. I mean, I'll even show you guys the Blue Sky stuff. I have it on my other phone, because, this phone, doesn't have as much storage space on it as the other one, and this is where I play my games and stuff for you guys, which I need to get back to doing that, but But yeah, I will say, yeah, basically because, basically it feels like because I voted for the man and all that, like, apparently it's a problem. I actually even tried to end the conversation because I was having like a conversation with this other person. I tried to end it, you know? But that's just cruel. I'm sorry. Like, it's okay to have your own opinion on politics, but fucking blocking somebody because of how they voted, that's just wrong. And you can say, well, it's the country and all that, and you know, like voting matters, and yeah, I mean, depending on who you vote for is how the country goes. But I didn't like Biden, and I didn't like people voted for Biden and all that. But like, I didn't, because I mean, well, people voted for Biden probably because of some of the stuff Trump was saying. But like, I didn't like how people were covering up Biden, you know, and all that. But like, in voting for the guy, like, I feel like that kind of ruined the country a bit more for me. But like, I'm not going out there censoring people and blocking people because they have a disagreement, you know. This whole thing is just stupid, and what it's doing, what these politics are doing, is it's tearing people apart. You know, like it's just like you can't have your own opinion. If you do, and you don't agree with somebody, you're a horrible person. I showed you guys. I think I showed you guys a video about somebody telling people that, or like, well, he was reading comments, but he was basically not correcting them or anything. Like, he was reading comments and all, saying like if you vote for Donald Trump or something, you're basically a horrible person, and people are not allowed to be friends with you. And I want to clarify again, like, yeah, Donald Trump has done some questionable things, but the other side ain't any better, you know. And that's the thing, though. And they're trying to, like, again, they're trying to, like, make it look like, you know, it's like one side's, you know, better than the other. I mean, well, to be fair, I mean, like I said, it's politics. People can have their own opinion, but like, what I'm saying is, when it comes to politics, is like I said, I don't like that you can't be friends with somebody because, you know what, who you vote for, and that's with religion too. I'm like, I don't really get it, you know, like I just don't get the whole thing, but like, I don't know. It's just stupid, you know. And I told you guys I voted for Donald Trump because I'm sick of being censored. I was being censored and all that. Like, and if I posted comments, I mean, even still now, it happens sometimes, but not like as bad. But like, if I posted something about like, you know, Biden and all that, like talking about like how come nobody, like, I questioning it. I'm like, how come nobody's talking about impeaching the guy? Because nobody did that when Biden was the president. Nobody at all questioned why he was not being impeached. Even my mom, my mom is basically, you know, just does loads Trump and all, and she talked about leaving the country, which I'm just like, go ahead, leave the country. But I'm like, she didn't leave the country yet. But I'm like, I'm just like, but I'm just like, you know, I'm like, Biden, you're like, well, Biden's got these health problems and all that, and possibly has dementia. Like, I think he has dementia because I've dealt with people who've had dementia before, and I told you guys my great, you know, well, actually she was not my great. I think she was just called Grandma Turner. I don't think she's a great, but like she was like, I don't know, like she was kind of like my great grandma on my my mama's side. Like she was Mama's mom. She passed away from dementia. She was having a hard time remembering where she was at or who you were and all that. And surprisingly, I remember that stuff, considered I was really little when she passed away. But I do remember, like, she couldn't remember me very well and all that. And that's the thing. But again, I'm like, you don't see anybody talking about impeaching Biden. You know, nobody said anything about that. And my mom's like, I'm like, well, at least he's better than running. I'm like, still, he should be impeached too. Like, you know, even though if you're saying he's a better person than freaking Trump, he still is not in the capable of running the country. He's like, his mind's going, so he should be, you know, be impeached too. And that's the problem with these politics. They go back and forth, which is why I didn't want to vote to begin with. But like, I just like I said, because I'm living with my dad, I just wanted to vote, so I didn't have to deal with being told that it's being told that I didn't vote, so I have to suffer with the consequences or something like that. I don't know. It's just like it's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. And again, like people leaving freaking Twitter to go to freaking Blue Sky, which by the way, Blue Sky is definitely getting kind of toxic. Not everybody that goes over there is bad, but like a lot of people, go over there are crazy and all that. And although Strider is not as crazy, he's still got issues and all with that stuff. And I'm just like, again, I'm like, you shouldn't be worrying about freaking the freaking president of the damn United States, and shouldn't be fucking blocking people either. In fact, I'll show you guys some tweets, because some people are gonna be like, I made some, like inappropriate tweets, and I did not, but let me actually, get to that real quick here. Hold on. But, yeah, I'm just, like, kind of sad about this. Here we go. So if you go up here and all that, like, okay, I commented on that there, but see, this person right here, I was having a conversation with this person here, and it's just like these comments just keep going. But I said I couldn't find Phantom Strider's post, and there's no response. So they're probably pissed at me because, again, because of the voting thing and all. But I was like, it says basically it says it's never hard to show facts to anyone. We are at the perfect place to find information. You might not change minds at all that time. However, you can help open some eyes and maybe minds. But see, this person's trying to say this here, but then then basically this person also was part of Strider and all that, and basically has, again, Strider was like I said, he blocked me because of what I said there, but but then it was showing the Constitution, because I was talking about the Constitution, which, I mean, I probably shouldn't be getting into politics, but I'm like, this stuff's getting so out of hand. I'm just like, but I even said this, I was like, let's just talk about something else and all that, because I'm like, I didn't want to talk about politics, because they're just causing, problems. But yeah, responding to me, it says, it's spelled illegal. Freedom of speech only goes for the government, not allowed to control your freedom of speech. However, sorry about that, I don't know if my phone does that. But it says, so yeah, freedom of speech, however, companies and workplaces can place rules and regards against what you can and cannot say. How you have an account is that you agree to the terms of services. Okay, that doesn't mean you can just go and block people like that. And yes, freedom of speech, the government, that's the Constitution with the government and all that. But that also kind of causes problems with the actual it actually causes some problems too with the actual, trusting, and all that too. And like I said, that's the thing though. You're allowed to, again, shit talk like Trump and all, but Biden, you can't do that. And like I said, I don't really shit talk anybody, but I'm just pointing out how stupid all this is. But then we got here, it says, that's against the Constitution. Yeah, well, for some reason my comment's all the way down here. I don't know why, but it says, that's against the Constitution. You can't do that. That's illegal. I mean, yeah, maybe the government and all that, but still, that should be against the rules and all that as well of companies. Because the Constitution was written, was written in a time period when companies were not a big thing. But still, I mean, like, but again, this person here is like, he's like dodging like my responses and all that. So you can see all this stuff going on is ridiculous. That man should have never been back in office, and anyone who voted for him back then and now should be... Oh, God, I hate that. Like, I don't know why my phone's gotta kick me out like that. That's why I don't normally, do it like this, but, like, I don't want to have to download the app on this... Well, I didn't have to download it on this phone, but, I'm just like... But I'm just like, it says that should have never been back in office, and anyone who voted for him back then and now should be downright ashamed of what they caused. Yeah, and I took offense by that because I'm like, your voting does not matter, and I'm like, and yeah, I said this right here. It says, I should not be ashamed. Both sides are bad. It doesn't matter who would have gotten voted, which is true. The media is lying to you. Biden was in poor health. You never hear anything about that because... Whoops. Hold on a second. Let me make sure... I messed that up here. Biden was in poor health, but you never hear anything about that because they would censor people. And Kamala Harris was trying to say the U.S. was... And it was not. Yeah, it was not. And it was not like what I said there's true. It's not. Let me actually kick myself out of here, because if I don't do that, then it's gonna put me back in there again. I hate that, but it does do that. But yeah, but I basically have kind of gone. I'm not gonna read all the responses, but if you look down here, you can see all this stuff and all that. But, like right here, we have, remember, after he lost the election, he caused a whole... Yeah, and then there's... Yeah, which is... Okay, I'm trying to find the one he responded. I know people don't like Donald Trump. I don't either, but I said I voted for him because, I was tired of getting censored. And I've also said that too, like But basically reply to blocked posts, because again, because again, Strider blocked me because, again, freaking political stuff. But yeah, I did say that because I think, in my personal opinion, I think we need somebody, again, who's not Republican or Democrat, like, that has, in office and all that, because both Republican and Democrats have problems, but that's just my opinion. But again, you can see how stupid all that is, and again, that's all because, let me get back to the video real quick, hold on. But yeah, I was gonna say, I think that, again, the whole thing is just stupid and all, but that's kind of what Blue Sky is. Blue Sky's like that, like, and that's the thing, though, they're trying to tell you that you're a horrible person, but then they do that shit. I'm like, you're basically just making yourself look like a bad person yourself, So I'm just like you blocking people and all that, like, it's just stupid. And I was showing you guys the post. Now, maybe some people might think some of these are deleted. I promise you guys, I did not delete any post. Unless some of them got blocked by somebody, but it doesn't look like they have. But I'm just like... But again, that just shows you how freaking stupid this politic crap is. And this is why freaking Phantom Strider shouldn't be talking about this shit. Because, he shouldn't be talking about politics because he doesn't fucking, live in the damn U.S., But some reason he's obsessed over it, and I'm just like... He actually follows CNN and all that too, which, well, I don't really follow Fox News either. I don't really watch any of that news outlet stuff, but, like, CNN and, ABC News and all have had a lot of problems, and I will say when they were doing the debates, yeah, they had some problems. It felt like they were shit talking more on Trump and not the other side, and that's not good. I'm sorry, that's not good. Like, you can't be just doing one side and not the other. But I'm just like, again, I'm like, I don't care if people voted for one or the other. I don't care. Like, I think, in my opinion, I think Trump was a better option than Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris was, under her, and again, she was like, things were getting censored and all that, and you could say, well, she was the vice president, but there was no way Biden was running the country. But that's just my opinion. But like I said, I would have probably not voted for either, and just would have stayed out of it. But I just, I didn't want to deal with being told that I, can't have an opinion on something because of because I didn't vote. I don't know. It's just stupid. But I don't know. But I'm definitely done with Phantom Strider. Like, I'll probably go back and watch his older videos, but screw this guy. This guy has pissed me off. I'm sorry. Like, you guys can watch his videos. I don't care. I'm done with him. Like, I'm totally done with him. Like I'm just done with him. Like, it's not like he uploads much anymore anyway, but I'm just like, I mean, if he apologizes to me and all that, then maybe I'll forgive him, but I don't think he's going to. But again, this shows you again that once again another celebrity, which I guess Phantom Strider would be. He's considered a celebrity to me. Like, he's got a lot of subscribers. It just shows you that like, another celebrity gets ruined by politics. And again, it's not just Democrats. Republicans can sometimes have their problems too. But there are tons of people I've known who voted, and don't do this stuff. But like, again, I'm not. But you shouldn't shit talk on people or tell them that or block them because of just them throwing their opinions out. And I even saw the post. I stated that I just wanted to talk about something else, and he blocked me. So yeah, I'm not very happy about that. I'm not happy about it at all. But maybe he thought I was stirring up trouble, but to me, it feels like he just did that because of how I voted and all that. And I even, like I said, I told you guys, I showed you guys that I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I wanted to talk about other stuff, because I don't want to talk about politics all the time. I want to talk about other things too. But I just wanted to make this video because this video is kind of, because this video, makes me upset, but I mean, I'm getting over it. I'm just like, again, it's just another person I liked, that has done some scummy stuff there and all that, but I don't know, but like I said, don't let politics get to you guys. Just like, remember, like, be respectful of who you vote for. It's kind of like a religion. Just be respectful, And I mean, yeah, it can affect your country and all that, but people see things differently, So, but I'm gonna go ahead and let things go from here. I'll see you all later, and bye-bye.